start preparing seriously for NEET PG or next. No one knows which one, because the last time I actually sat in a class and listened to some teacher was in 12th or 2nd PU. The first most important advantage of online coaching is that it is super customizable. These are unnecessary at this stage and it can be easily avoided by online coaching. To even think about all this, I feel very uncomfortable. The way I've spoken till now, you might be feeling like there are no disadvantages at all, but there are some. There is no right decision. You just make a decision and work hard to prove it right. Hello guys, I'm Dr.Aishwarya VHman, NEET PG All India rank 778. It is that time of the year where a lot of fresh graduates come out of the college and start preparing seriously for NEET PG or next. No one knows which one. So like, even if they've used one or the other platform before, now it's time that they start searching seriously for something very dependable. So I thought I'll make this video where I'll tell you about the reasons why I chose Marrow over everything else, and I hope you find this video helpful. And while you make your decision, please keep these points in your mind. So without any delay, let's get started. Let's start with a little story on why I chose Marrow and when did this happen. This story goes back to 2019 when I had just entered 3rd year, and there was DAM's demo class, which was a satellite class which was arranged in Karwar, and many of my classmates were attending that, and my friends took me there, and I thought, okay, let me try. So I attended one class. It was on PSM, some topic, and epidemiology, I guess. Yeah, epidemiology class. It lasted for 3 to 4 hours, and by the end of that class I knew it was not for me, because the last time I actually sat in a class and listened to some teacher was in 12th or 2nd PU, because I just can't concentrate in live classes. I just feel very sleepy, and throughout my MBBS I've just slept in all of the classes. So I thought, okay, this is not for me, I'm not gonna continue, and I just left it there and continued with my regular classes, that is for 3rd year. Then 2 to 3 months later, there was this one faculty in ophthalm department in our college who decided to make our lives hell. So that's when I genuinely needed help, and I wanted somebody to teach me ophthalm very badly. I couldn't read it myself and I really wanted some help. So that's when I started looking for online coaching apps, because done with offline coaching. So that's when I came across Marrow, and there were many other too, but Marrow was marketed as the gold standard for NEET PG preparation, which I agree with. So that's when I first saw that, and then I researched a bit. I watched some YouTube videos where toppers were interviewed, and they told that how Marrow helped them get those scores and ranks. I was convinced, and that's when I decided, okay, I'll choose Marrow for next 2 years. So I got subscription for 2 years. I thought I'll study this for my main exams. Even then I didn't have a NEET PG plan in my head. It was just for theory. So I chose that, and that's it. I've never looked back. It's only and only Marrow from there. Now let's talk about some pros and cons of online coaching. Yeah, not just Marrow, any online coaching. And it goes without saying that the pros here becomes cons in offline coaching, and cons here becomes pros there. Yeah, let's get started then. The first most important advantage of online coaching is that it is super customizable. I mean, like, you can study whichever subject you want to study, and at whatever time you want. That is either in the morning or evening or night, whenever you want, and at whatever pace that you want. If you want to keep 3 days for a subject, you can do it in 3 days. If you want a week, you can keep a week, and like, you can study multiple subjects at the same time. It's not just one subject. So that is like everything is in your hand. You are not following anybody else's timetable. It's your own timetable. You can change it however you want, and you can use it in the best way possible. So everything is in your hand. You are your master. So that's the first most advantage that I can think of. The second point is little controversial because according to what everyone tells, you have to get out of your comfort zone to study. But what I believe is you have to be in a certain comfort zone before you actually start studying. What I'm trying to tell is home is my comfort zone where I have studied before and I know I can study here better. So I thought, okay, this is my comfort zone, I'll stay here, and I studied. But if I have to go by the popular opinion that I have to get out of my comfort zone, that means I have to get out of this house and go to a place where live classes are taken. Because in my hometown there are no live classes, so I'll have to shift to a new place and I have to find somewhere to stay, like a PG or a new room, house, whatever it is. So then I have to make arrangements for my food, and I have to arrange some vehicle or some way to commute from one place to another, and I'll have to make new friends where I'm staying because I can't be alone anyway, and like many small things like that. To even think about all this, I feel very uncomfortable, so I didn't do that. So in the same way, you might have your own comfort zone. It might not be home for everyone, but choose your comfort zone is what I'm trying to tell. And obviously, the cost is much less in online coaching as compared to offline, because here you are spending on the subscription and a tab and notes, maybe. That is also optional. You can make your own notes. But when it comes to offline coaching, you have to pay for the classes. Then you have to, if it's not in your hometown, you have to pay for the place to stay, then food, then your vehicle or some way for transportation, and your clothes and all of that. I think you can do a lot of cost cutting in online coaching. It is very affordable and worth it. And also one more thing is, whatever time you spend in online coaching, that is you study on your own, that time you can actually consider that you have studied. That is very like consciously you have gained something from that time. Like even if you study for 6 to 8 hours, that will be enough and it will be fruitful. When you compare it to offline coaching where you are attending classes, like that will be for 10 to 12 hours, and during that time many people can't even catch up with the notes. Like even if they do, it will just be writing the notes and not everyone can actually grasp whatever they are telling. So that's like you're going there just to make notes and then you have to come back and study, which is not possible always, and you will be left behind. And like that time you actually spend will not be worth it, is what I feel. Also, online coaching avoids a lot of unnecessary distractions. Like when you are studying on your own at your home, it's just you, your books, your tab, and your parents, and maximum few of your friends. But when you go to a new place for coaching, that's like you are going to a new school. Remember in childhood when you went to the new school, that like how much time you need to adjust to that place, and when you go there you have to make new friends and you have to gossip with your friends, then you have to go out with your friends, you have to talk to your friends, a lot of things. These are unnecessary at this stage and it can be easily avoided by online coaching. Now let's talk about some disadvantages too. The way I have spoken till now, you might be feeling like there are no disadvantages at all, but there are some. The first and most important thing that I can think of is that you have to be self-motivated on another level to do self-study, because there is nobody to push you. Like each morning when you wake up, you can do hundreds of things, like you can decide to party, you can go on a vacation, or you can sleep all day, you can watch Netflix, or you can go out with your friends, your family, anything. But despite having so many options, you have to choose studying each and every morning. You have to pick up your books or tab and sit in the corner of the room and study all day, which is very boring, which is repetitive, which is not very like Nobody feels happy to do that, but you have to do it somehow. So that is the most difficult part of any preparation. It's not just NEET PG. So I think being at home, it gets even more difficult because there are not people around you who you see every day who's studying. Like when you are in a hostel, you see many people studying around you and you get motivated and study. But here at home, you're alone and yet you have to study on your own. So that's the most difficult part. Also, when you're alone at home, there are many possibilities that you lose touch with the reality. Like you will be studying, but you never know if it's enough and if it's the right thing to do and all of that. And how you overcome this is having a group of friends who are on same page as you, with whom you can discuss what you are studying, how much you are studying, and your GT scores, your question solving, your ideas, and you get their ideas and all of that. Or else you will be studying and you never know if it's right or not. So everything might just get wasted if you don't know the reality. And lastly, you don't have any mentors when you're studying online. It's just you're mentoring yourself. But when it's offline coaching, you meet your teachers and you can get mentorship from them. But here online, it's difficult. Like you don't have anybody as a personal mentor. But anyways, there are many YouTubers and like teachers who are actually acting as mentors too. Like throughout my preparation, I have followed Dr. Aditya Gupta. Like I'm sure everyone knows him, and also Dr. Zainab ma'am. Like she's not just a teacher, but she has been a great mentor throughout. So that way you can like have a mentor too, like while being at home. So as I told you till now, there are pros and cons in every platform or every way of coaching, that either online or offline, and each individual platform will have their pros and cons, and each one of us will have our own reasons to choose whatever we choose. So while you make your decision, keep these points in your mind and like decide for yourself what you want to choose. Also, one thing that I believe is there is no right decision. You just make a decision and work hard to prove it right. Here also it is applicable because like you choose one app, then you work hard with that app, like make best use of it, and then prove that whatever you have decided is right. I hope you find this video helpful and all the best.